They laughed the first day she walked onto the training ground. Boots too big, uniform hanging loose on her frame, and that limp, noticeable, undeniable, trailing behind every step she took. The squad whispered. Some didn't bother hiding their smirks. In their eyes, she was already disqualified, already weaker than the rest. A limp was a liability. A limp meant you'd slow them down. And no one wanted to be slowed down. But she never flinched at the laughter. Her eyes, quiet, steady, unblinking, remained on the horizon. She stood at attention while the sergeant barked orders, her posture rigid, chin up. Inside, however, her heart raced. This wasn't just training for her. This was redemption, a promise made long ago on a hospital bed when doctors said she might never walk again. They didn't know the nights she cried into her pillow, or the pain that shot through her leg with every step. They didn't know that her limp was her victory, not her defeat. The first run came that morning. 3 miles under the harsh desert sun. The squad surged forward with the explosive energy of people eager to prove themselves. She fell behind instantly. Dust rose in her face as boots pounded the ground ahead of her. Jokes echoed back toward her. Hey, don't trip. Try to keep up, Grandma. She clenched her fists, fighting the sting in her chest. Every step was fire, her bad leg screaming. But she never stopped. She never once slowed to a walk. When the rest crossed the finish line and collapsed, sweaty and triumphant, she was still out there. The sergeant's watch ticked mercilessly, but he didn't call her off. He just waited, and when she finally staggered across the line, last and limping, he gave the faintest nod. A nod only she saw. Training got harder. Obstacle courses, push-ups in the mud, sprints until lungs begged for air. They laughed at her limp every single day. They mocked her when she tripped on the rope wall, when she took longer to crawl through barbed wire, when her leg dragged through the sand. She kept her silence. The fire in her grew hotter. At night, when the others slept, she was out on the track alone. Running, limping, falling, rising again, over and over. Every mile carved into her pain made her stronger. Every stumble taught her balance. Every tear fueled her determination. The squad thought they knew strength. They thought it was about muscles, about speed, about being loud and ruthless. They didn't understand the quiet strength of someone who had already been broken once and refused to break again. Then came the day of the endurance trial, the one that decided who stayed and who went home. 12 miles, full gear, desert heat pressing like iron on their backs. The squad lined up, faces hard, determination sharp. She stood with them, limp visible as ever, but eyes locked straight ahead. The sergeant's whistle blew. They surged forward, a storm of boots and grit. She was behind, as always, her limp marking her place. The desert was merciless, sun high, heat radiating from the ground, sweat pouring. At first, the squad laughed again, joking about how long she'd last this time. But as the miles stretched, the laughter faded. Breathing grew heavier, legs began to wobble, packs dug into shoulders. The desert ate at their energy like a beast. And still, behind them, her rhythm never broke. Limp, stride, a strange, steady beat. Her breath deep, her focus unshaken. She passed the first who slowed. He looked up, stunned, as the girl with the limp moved past him. Then another fell behind. She didn't glance at them. One by one, the squad that had laughed began to falter. Feet blistered, lungs gave out. By mile 8, their strength was cracked. She, the girl they mocked, was gaining. Her limp still there, but her pace unyielding. Mile 9, she was in the middle of the pack. Mile 10, she pulled ahead of more. Their eyes widened as her back grew smaller in front of them. The desert air was thick with disbelief. Mile 11, she was leading. The limp was no longer weakness. It was her rhythm, her drumbeat of survival. Every step was a refusal, every stride a defiance. She wasn't just running, she was proving. When she crossed the finish line first, the squad froze. The same mouths that laughed hung open in silence. The girl they mocked had outrun them all. She stood tall, chest heaving, sweat dripping, eyes burning with something unshakable. The sergeant looked at her. No smile, no cheer, just a long, steady gaze filled with respect. He saluted her, a gesture so unexpected the others stiffened. She didn't cry, though her chest swelled with emotion. She didn't gloat. She didn't need to. The silence of the squad was enough. The laughter was gone. In its place, awe. They had mocked her limp, but they had never known the weight she carried, the nights of hidden training, the battles fought in silence. They had never known her promise to herself, made in the dark hospital room where she swore she'd never let weakness define her. That night, around the barracks, whispers spread, not mocking now, but reverent. They spoke of her like someone unreal, someone who had taught them all a lesson they didn't expect to learn. And in her bunk, staring at the ceiling, she let herself smile for the first time since training began. Not because she outran them, but because she proved to herself that she was never broken, only tested. If you've listened this far, remember her story when you feel like the world is laughing at you. Remember her limp when people call you weak. Strength isn't about perfection, it's about refusing to stop when everything in you screams to quit. And if her story touched you, if it made you feel that fire inside, do me a favor, like this video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories that remind us all of the strength we already carry. Because sometimes, the ones who seem weakest at the start are the ones who end up leading the way.